Outdoors Delmarva covers everything outdoors,
including real hunting and fishing situations involving wildlife.
We do our best each and every week to keep it tasteful, but discretion is advised.
Now, enjoy the show. This week on Outdoors Delmarva.
There's no time like the fall for fishing, and that means waiting for the big rock to return.
Pretty fish.
We'll join a local charter crew on a scouting trip in Chesapeake country. Then the deer hunters are in the woods and they've been bringing home the venison. Learn how and where generous sportsmen can help feed the hungry. And it's another end of the season for this local skipjack. We're there for this transitional moment.
Right now on Outdoors Delmarva.
Let's go.
Still green. I'm going to put it right here.
Look at that, right next to the road. That's cool.
Hi everybody, and thanks for watching Outdoors Delmarva. I'm Mike Parker. Captain Willie Dykes will be stopping by in just a few minutes. Oh, with a nice little break here in the firearm season for deer hunting, we turn our attention back to fall fishing opportunities. Yeah, for those of you who know the story of the fish here in the cabin, well, this one-time Delaware state record fish caught by the late angler Jeremy Adams was caught off the surf back on Halloween night 1998. So historically, if you're keeping track, well, it's just about prime time out there on the beach. But what about the bay? Well, that's what we wanted to learn this past week when we got aboard the Mary Ann in Oxford and went out on a scouting trip.
You love it, don't you? Oh, I love this. This is my kind of weather.
There's just a little something special about the fall. It's cooler, often windier, and almost always worth every minute.
We're in the Choptank River. We're off buoy 14 right now. We just got our lines in the water. Hopefully we'll do all right. The river's picked it up the last couple of weeks. I talked to the boat right next to us, the green boat over here, and he has 6 fish. He's been in here all morning. A little slower. Yeah.
I ask around, and except for a few reports of early birds, the true fall rockfish season hasn't quite begun in this part of Talbot County yet. So Captain Gary Bramble and crew were keeping their expectations low, at least when it came to catching trophy rock this trip.
Right now, like I say, they're not really schooled up real good yet. We need this water to cool down maybe another 5 degrees, and then I think it's really going to happen. The fish are here, they're just a little particular this time of year right now.
But this scouting effort is still an important part of any professional fisherman's routine, trying to stay ahead of the fish when they do arrive in the bay. Still, by no means did this crew expect to go home empty-handed. You don't have to go back far to find the proof that they know how to hook 'em up any time of year. Aboard the Mary Ann back in mid-July, we slammed the rock, catching our limit, and at one point, taking 4 keepers from the bay to the cooler, all in under a minute.
18, correct? Yep. That's what we got.
So when the first morning troll starts off kind of slow,
Right here, pig.
just one 19-inch fish, nobody here was going to panic.
Come on, somebody get him.
In fact, the very next fish was enough to get the blood pumping.
That's the way to do it. That's more like it.
Not a horse by any means, but when this 27-incher arrives on deck, it's a spirit lifter and an indication that the current population of stripers still has some size to it.
That's what we're after right there.
They're fine, man.
And, we like the 2-footers plus. Starting to get into some more stuff, starting to spot some more fish. And obviously we know the bait's here and they're eating it because it's in their mouths. So hope this is starting something big.
We're at 12A, right at 12A in the Choptank River. It's looking pretty good right now. We'll see what happens in a minute.
Like a lot of fishing trips, especially scouting, you've got to mix up the approach. Testing different depths and boat speed is key. And a good captain and crew always know what to look for, often in the distance.
It's like cormorants in there.
A group of working birds around the surface is often an indicator that bluefish are ganging up on baitfish as the birds swarm in to snatch up the scraps. But it could also mean rockfish, and with some additional evidence on the fish finder, it's worth a troll. And moments later, we are right on the fish.
That little one's catch big ones.
All the better. Thank you.
For For the next hour or so, the whole gang gets a shot at bringing in rock after rock, every one a keeper, with the majority of the fish still measuring 19 to 22 inches. And that 27-incher would still hang on as the day's biggest.
Sum it up for me, Ira. What was the difference maker today?
We finally found the fish, that's all it was. Some days it's easy, some days it's hard.
But as the old saying goes, you miss 100% of the chances you don't take. And while fishermen on all sides of Delmarva should soon have a chance to reel in something big enough to brag about, well, this day on the water was nothing short of a fall classic all its own.
Oh, we caught a rockfish, took a little bit to catch them. It's just the beginning of it. It's just starting to get right in the river.
Right up
Another week or so, get another cold front, we'll be in good shape. Fishing is getting to be phenomenal, so anybody wants to go fishing, now's the time to go. Get outdoors, Delmarva.
So we had a great time out there. Thanks to Captain Gary Bramble for having us. We know that any day now, those big rockfish are going to start showing up en masse on the Choptank River and other tributaries of the Chesapeake Bay. We just hope you're ready for them. So when you catch them, we'd love to share your videos and pictures here on the show. You can just email me at mparker@wboc.com, or make sure to like us on Facebook too. And you can post those pictures and videos on the Outdoors Delmarva Facebook page. And we'll be right back.
Coming up next on Outdoors Delmarva, a day on the bay will stir up an appetite, and we're not through with that rockfish. We're cooking up some pre-game tailgate food with the angler in mind. But first, did you know the rockfish, or striped bass, is the official state fish of Maryland? In what year was it bestowed that honor? Was it 1955, 1965, or 1975? The answer when we come back.
Outdoors Delmarva is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism,
That's what we're after right there.
Shorts Marine,
We like the 2-footers plus. Right now,
and Shooter's Choice.
got it, what was he, about 26, 27?
Outdoors Delmarva will be right back.
27 inches, 27 and a half, we'll call him.
Did you know the rockfish, or striped bass, officially became the state fish of Maryland in 1965?
Did You Know is sponsored by North Bay Marina.
27 inches.
Thanks for watching Outdoors Delmarva. I'm Mike Parker. Well, we just came off that successful rock fishing trip up in Talbot County. We brought home a bunch of beautiful rockfish fillets. So the question is, what do you do with them, right? Well, hey, it just makes sense. We're right in the middle of the NFL season. Another football Sunday coming up. So we decided we'd bring this fish to the experts for a few easy tailgating recipes. And hey, I mean, look, we got some big matchups this week. Ravens, Steelers, Eagles, Bears, Redskins, whoever you like. We have some great recipes for you here. And joining me right now, Tom Ogilvie from
Mike,
Brew
thanks
River.
for stopping by,
Thanks, man. Thanks for having us out here. You guys have some rockfish recipes on the menu already.
We do.
Show us some stuff you guys and gals getting ready for the big game this weekend can do easily to heat up that tailgate.
Yeah, something easy and convenient. We're going to start off with some rockfish sliders. We're going to hand bread them, pan fry them, something you can do right on the grill. We'll move on from that. We'll grill some rock and make some fish tacos. What we're going to do is we're going to batter up the rockfish. We're going to dip it in some egg and then some House of Autry seafood seasoning.
Pretty easy.
Oh, very easy. Very easy.
It's like an egg wash there, I
Anybody can
guess?
do it. Absolutely, yeah. You can get it right down at your local store. So while that's frying, we'll go ahead and we'll put some rock on the grill to make our fish tacos.
That's a nice big fillet there. I think that might have been from
rock right there.
one of the bigger fish we caught. They were like 27 inches was the biggest, and we had some nice, good eating fish, 19 to 22 inches, so should be good for the grill.
Nice grill marks here.
All right, temperature's right. We've been cooking here for a few minutes under the grill now. What do you say we open this baby up, Tom, and get some stuff on the bun?
Yeah, let's do it.
All
Time
right.
to eat, fellas. Ladies. Oh, everything's looking great.
Oh, man, look at that.
You don't mind handing me that plate, Mike? It'd be great.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Little lettuce, little fresh tomato.
bud. Pickle on the side. Makes a perfect slide.
Delicious. Captain Willie, making me jealous again. Who wants these? Woo! Right
Sliders are done. Everybody's happy. They're eating. Let's impress them with some fish tacos.
All right.
Fish tacos, they've really become a big hit the past 2 years.
Yeah.
You'll see a lot of places doing them, but we always like to do them with the rockfish, the mahi. I guess really our only worry is going to have to be is whether we have enough rockfish for all our fans here.
Well, I guess that's my problem. And your problem too. Get out there and catch some more fresh local fish. Hey, who wants some tacos, guys? All right, guys, no excuses now. We've got 2 brand new fresh rockfish tailgating recipes, courtesy of our friends here at Brew River in Salisbury. I love the breaded rockfish sliders, the rockfish tacos. Tom, you did a great job.
Thanks, Mike. It was good having you out here.
All right, we're all full. We're all ready for some football. Now there's only one thing left to do.
Get outdoors, Delmarva!
Coming up next on Outdoors Delmarva. So you like to hunt, but you don't know what to do with all that venison. We'll tell you about one cool option that'll help feed needy families. Plus, you won't want to miss this week's Scorchy's Corner Classic.
Scorchy's Corner Classics are sponsored by Hook 'em and Cook 'em Outfitters.
Autumn on Delmarva is personified by the return of the Canada goose.
Thanks for watching Outdoors Delmarva. I'm Mike Parker, and I'm here at Trap Pond State Park in Sussex County, Delaware right now, where the fall colors are just about in full bloom. Just one of our favorite places to get out here and enjoy the wilderness in the middle of the peninsula, kind of away from the coastline. Well, you know, a lot of hunters right now enjoying the early deer seasons, and many of them being successful in bringing home some meat for the table. Well, if you're one of those hunters who likes a side of generosity with that venison main course, well, this is one of those places where you can put that plan into action. Can you show me around this?
Sure.
It's not fancy. And it's not nearly as pretty as the fall foliage right now at Trap Pond State Park. But the deer donation cooler is here, and its intended purpose grows more with each season.
We have a lot of people, especially during shotgun season, we have a lot of people, hunters that donate to deer. And it's very, good for the community and for the people that are in need this time of year especially.
It's just one of several deer donation coolers across Sussex and Kent counties, sponsored by the group known as Sportsmen Against Hunger, who, if you remember, we met up with at a charity sporting clays shoot only a few weeks back.
We started buying coolers and setting them throughout the state of Delaware, providing hunters who do not want to use the meat themselves a place to take their deer that they harvest, and then provided to needy people, homeless people, to feed hunger people in Delaware everywhere. I think last year we provided 81,000 pounds of meat throughout the country. Yeah.
81,000 pounds.
Yeah.
That'll feed a lot of hungry mouths.
That feeds a lot of hungry people, yes sir.
Donating is easy, and you can find all of the instructions you need at the DenRec website and on the coolers themselves. But pretty simply put, it's a self-serve setup where successful hunters who legally harvest a deer can deliver the meat here and rest assured that it will end up on the plates of local Delaware families who may be struggling otherwise.
There's a number right on the cooler that you can call, and that goes to our Fish and Wildlife office. And just soon as they receive the call, they'll come and pick the deer up.
After all, deer hunting has been a Delaware tradition for generations. Here's to making sure hunger isn't.
And now it's time to check in with an old friend. Here's this week's Scorchy's Corner Classic.
Our land is bowered in brilliance. Autumn on Delmarva is personified by the return of the Canada goose. A squirrel filling his winter larder. Rugged men harvesting oysters. Crab pots resting after a summer's work. A fisherman hoping to the last for that big one. pumpkins loafing along the roadside, an impatient bird dog, a boat put to bed for the winter, stacks of corn leaning on one another for support, a horse growing his winter coat, farmers preparing for a winter cover crop, soybeans waiting patiently for harvest, bounty of the soil being harvested, a family of empty picnic tables, a lonesome fishing stream, an almost naked field after the corn harvest, firewood stored for the cold days ahead, the clarity of autumn air absorbing wisps of fireplace smoke, a bountiful harvest of apples, cider being squeezed from those apples, mums flaunting their beauty, an incandescent tree, and a sunset garnished with rainbow colors. This is autumn on Delmarva. Scorchy Taws wandering our Delmarvelous land for WBOC News.
Coming up next on Outdoors Delmarva, it's the end of the season for this local treasure. We're at the docks when the skipjack Catherine experiences a transitional moment. And later, some Delmarva sportsmen head west for a wing shooting trip in the Great Plains. We'll share this viewer venture cam video.
Outdoors Delmarva will be right back.
Hey! Nice.
Thanks for watching Outdoors Delmarva. I'm Captain Willie Dykes. You know, even the strongest man can be as gentle as a lamb when it comes to handling a baby. And we witnessed a Delmarva version of that recently. It's something you don't see every day as state-of-the-art technology comes into play to help rescue a chapter in the history of the Chesapeake.
She's just an oyster dredger up until about 8 years ago, but up until that time, she dredged oysters every winter on the Chesapeake.
The skipjack Catherine out of Chance, Maryland is 110 years old, and today she's getting a big lift. She was first built in Crisfield in 1901, and to put her age in perspective, she'd been oystering on the Chesapeake for 2 winters before Orville and Wilbur Wright took their first historic flight down the coast in North Carolina. A run-in with a buoy during this year's skipjack races off Deal Island damaged her hull, and now it's time for a complete restoration.
Number one, you have to come up with the right lumber. Number two, probably the keel has to be completely replaced. Probably most of the ribs are rotted, so it's going to be almost a complete rebuild below the water, I would think.
But it's going to be a little tricky to get her onto dry land. Houston's crane service out of Salisbury has been called in to do the job. This hydraulic monster is capable of lifting 120 tons, more than enough to handle the Catherine's weight, estimated to be in excess of 20 tons.
The hole in your boat was as big as me?
Yeah, almost.
Stony Whitelock, the Catherine's current owner, explains the importance of such a massive undertaking.
It ain't but 23 left. It's our history and our heritage, and it's just on my watch, so I got to take charge, I guess.
And with the Catherine safely on land, the damage can be plainly seen.
That's when that buoy, we stunk that buoy around. We'll get it done. It'll take some time, but we'll get it done.
And we here at Outdoors Delmarva wish the Catherine 100 more years of sailing the waters of the bay and carrying the traditions of the Chesapeake to future generations of Delmarvans.
Coming up next on Outdoors Delmarva, some Delmarva sportsmen set out west for the type of pheasant hunting we wish we had around here. And they took the viewer venture cam. Plus, your viewer pictures.
Outdoors Delmarva viewer pictures are sponsored by Shorts Marine. Don't go anywhere. Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. Outdoors Delmarva is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism, Shorts Marine, and Shooter's Choice.
It's time now to take a look at some of the pictures and videos sent in by our own Outdoors Delmarva viewers.
Don't walk in front of the camera.
It won't happen, you'll run.
And we begin with some viewer venture cam video from our good friends at WBOC, Tom and Hank Draper. The fellas left Sussex County for a few days to head out on a pheasant hunting trip with friends in South Dakota.
Right in front of you, it's a hen. There you go.
With pheasant hunting opportunities few and far between here in our area, we were delighted to learn that while some of these game birds were stocked and released, the majority of them are native birds able to be harvested from a sustainable population. The shooting was sometimes fast and furious, but Hank was able to keep the camera steady to capture some of the great action for us.
What do you say?
Say,
Hey, what do you say? You want to say something funny?
I don't know what to say.
Great shooting, guys. Thanks for racking up a few more miles on the viewer venture cam. On to the pictures now. Jay Bradley from Dorchester County is getting some good use from his trail cam. Check out this 11-pointer, which Jay says he'd like for a youngster to harvest during the upcoming youth hunting season. Well, if and when this big buck comes into view, he's sure to bring on some buck fever. So good luck.
Holt Jahelka from Salisbury is a young hunter looking for another successful deer season. He and his dad have been spotting this beautiful buck on their Wicomico County property. He heard our call for trail cam pics and passed these along. It'd be great to run into this buck in person on opening morning, so good luck.
Joe McGee is from Dundalk, Maryland, on the western shore. He keeps a permanent campsite at Sandy Hill Campground in Wicomico County, and he says he never misses the show. He also didn't miss this nice 9-pointer on the opening day of early muzzleloader season, and says his Thompson Center Pro Hunter was right on from over 100 yards away. And Joey Melvin from Milford photographed this great horned owl recently. We're not sure, but it looks like this bird might have been involved in a few scraps, if his left eye is any indication.
Well, we love sharing your outdoors videos and pictures here on the show, so please keep them coming. Just email me at mparker@wboc.com or like us on Facebook and post your pictures right on the Outdoors Delmarva Facebook page.
Well, Mike, those fall colors are just about peaking everywhere you look on Delmarva these days. And if I have any advice for you, it's to get out there and enjoy that natural beauty while it lasts. You know, old man winter's right around the corner.
Unfortunately, well said, Willie. All right, for Captain Willie Dykes, I'm Mike Parker, reminding you until next time, get outdoors, Delmarva.